Two at a time. Got these reds, they're ganged up right where this color, this watercolor is mixing in and changing. Three bayous meeting each other, and I've seen this a million times in my life, where when you see that black or root beer's water mixing in with some salt water, and that tide's falling hard out of a ditch, I don't know what it is that redfish love about that, but I've done it a million times where they will gang up in that mixing water, and you can catch them two at a time like we just did. There's a lot of reds down there. Like I said earlier, John had one on the cork, and I saw another, his little twin, trying to eat the lure out of his mouth. So once we saw it, we doubled up. I switched to a jig, a little bit easy. It's a little deeper there. Got a little bit more confidence in a jig when the reds are ganged up like this, but lots of beautiful fish right here. Let me hold up John's too. Two at a time. All right, so right here, we got three bayous meeting, and you can see that current screaming out this little ditch, meeting this other bayou. And what it is you got like green salt water to the left and like a brown, bronzy, like fresh water to the right, and they're mixing. And I'm just trying to throw it in that mix line. And there's just a school of redfish ganged up, and they're eating everything coming out of that smaller ditch right there. And these fish are just stacking up. And you just gotta keep throwing over and over and over. Try to get it in that mix line. It's not very easy right now. We're fishing in a northwest wind about 15 to 20. So it's blowing the boat all over the place. And that's the best thing to do in the fall when you get a cold front kind of day and you're just forced to fish, or you want to go fishing. The weather's been so bad, I just had to go fishing today. I really wanted to. So all of the lakes, they're shot today. You ain't getting out in the open water. You're not getting to the south end of Pontchartrain. We've already shot plenty of videos in the man-made canals, which that would be a good area to target on a cold front. But today I decided to come hide in these ditches, and we're just gonna pop corks and jig some jigs in these little three-way style ditches. And we're just gonna have a really nice time wiggling around the marsh all to ourselves, fishing these huge falling tides, focusing on three ways like this where different watercolors are meeting, where they're mixing together. fish. This one's a little short. I'm just going back and forth from the matrix float back to the jig, and they're both catching. But when I do find those reds, like they're ganged up in one spot, I like to get that jig head down there, and you can get them real fast one after the other. The cork's great when you're just going down the bayou and you're trying to locate them. And the cork's good when the bayous are kind of shallow like this one, you know, 2 to 6 feet. Use the cork. If you get in an area where it's a little bit deeper, just simply 5/16 ounce jig head, perfect. And catching these rat reds in these ditches this time of year, very, very common. Another thing you're gonna run into is speckled trout, which is really what we're fishing for right now, but the reds are in the way, which is a good problem to have. But been catching plenty of speckled trout right on the fringe of the keeper borderline. You know, they're anywhere from 12 to 15 inches. And these reds, they're either this size or they're them big pretty ones that we've caught earlier, up to that 24, 25 inch range. Go ahead and let this guy go. See if we can get another one. Nice keeper speck. That's the fun thing about fishing this time of year is you run into everything in this marsh system. We're just fishing simply off the Intercoastal Canalway. I'm using that limbo slice. Good marsh time color in the fall and winter. You get the trout, you get the reds, you run into the flounder. If the water's relatively fresh, we kill the bass this time of year. That's what I love about the Louisiana marshes in the fall and winter, is just the abundance of different types of species that you can catch when you're using these products from matrixshad.com. Still on it. Here we go, baby. That pretty fish. We are so far back in this marsh. This is definitely redfish territory, maybe bass, but we're catching trout. And the reason why is the tide's been so incredibly high that this salt water's pushed back in the strangest places. And this time of year when that happens, you'll find trout way, way pushed back in these basically little duck ponds. It's like little bitty creeks that are meeting the duck ponds. And whenever I'm doing that little shrimp imitation, that's our TKO, shrimp creole, under a matrix floats, deadly. And then if you find a little area that's got some depth, like I had said, and you feel like they're congregated, just put that limbo slice on a jig head, spot lock it. This is my spot lock. I just push the boat up on the bank and throw that lure in there over and over and over. Just see how many are in there. I think I might have been right. All right, guys, another keeper trout. We could go ahead and end it on this this one here, as we were using the matrix float along with the limbo slice matrix on a GoldenEye jig head. So make sure to subscribe to the monthly bait box. We'll be definitely giving out some limbo slices, maybe some of this if we got enough in stock. And we just pushed way back into the ditch right here. We were out at the mouth of it where it all met the bigger water, and with the high water, we decided to push way, way, way back. Started popping some corks back here, and bam. John caught a beautiful red earlier. in these tight winding canals, and now a nice trout. Now we're just gonna fish for fun and fish our way out of here and get on home before this northwest wind pops up too bad. Make sure to subscribe to all of our DockSide TVs. We have 20 marsh fishing episodes. I hope you enjoyed this one, guys. And until next time, good fishing.